99% of people struggle to articulate their thoughts, not because they don't have ideas, but because they don't know how to structure them the right way. Studies in cognitive psychology states that people who have got good articulation skills are perceived as more intelligent and trustworthy despite their IQ level. So imagine you're in a meeting and you've got this brilliant idea that could change the entire trajectory of the meeting, and you start speaking out, but your ideas come out jumbled. It's not well articulated. People nod, thinking that they understand it, but they don't. But at the same time, there is another friend who has got a similar idea but better articulation skills. Share his ideas, but everyone knows that they understand it because he has got better structure and better articulation. So this happens all the time. Because of poor articulation, your business, your relationships, and everything suffers. So that's the reason in this video, I am going to help you with 5 strategies that can help you improve your articulation skills. So here we go. The first one is to think in frameworks and not in sentences. So what happens when you think in sentences? When you think in sentences, it's just a group of ideas jumbled together. But when you think in frameworks, you're giving your ideas structure. So what happens when you give your idea structure? Your listeners will be able to understand you better. Or else it's just a complex mixture of ideas with no beginning, no middle, and no end. Top entrepreneurs and speakers use frameworks for speaking. There are different frameworks like prep framework, or frameworks with problems and solutions, or one of the frameworks that I am going to talk right now, which is the rule of 3. Instead of grouping your ideas in a singular way, you have to give 3 different ideas grouped into 3. We call that as rule of 3. Steve Jobs used this in his 2005 iPhone launch. So he didn't just say, here's the iPhone, come buy it. He said, this is an iPod, phone, and an internet communication device. So when you have to present something like the importance of something, or why should you follow the rules, you got to give 3 reasons, 3 steps, or 3 ideas. For the topic reading, you don't just say reading is important. You can say reading improves your cognitive ability, reading enhances your memory, and reading improves your brain power. As a result, people will be able to understand these 3 ideas more than just presenting a singular idea. This is just one such framework among many frameworks you can use. So try thinking in frameworks, try structuring your ideas in frameworks, try following a logical sequence, and people will be able to understand you better when you articulate your ideas. And the strategy number 2 is to think of one core idea, just around all your other ideas around this core idea. So why does it matter? So imagine you have a topic in head and you're just going on the internet and searching every possible important detail you can find so that you can surprise your listeners. It doesn't work that way. When you think of all the information that you want to present out to the world, people get confused. It's overwhelming. It doesn't have a structure. It doesn't have a sequence. So what you actually have to do is to think of a core idea and surround your talk around that core idea. You have to support this core idea with examples, personal stories, anecdotes, and a lot more. For example, again, the same topic, reading. If you just talk about every single thing you know about reading, or all the statistics, all the data you can find, all the relevant fluff, if you're adding all these details, people tune out. But you have to break it down into a single core idea. For example, reading improves your cognition and memory. So you have a core idea, a core message. So not to find this core idea, you have to ask this question: what is that one thing I want my audience to remember? What is that one thing I want my audience to take back to their home and ponder over it and think about it? So this answer will be your core idea, because you have to make your talk beneficial for your audience. The strategy number 3 is to use strategic pauses. So when you use strategic pauses, you are giving the opportunity for your listeners to think and to just imbibe in the information you're providing. A lot of top speakers, presidents, as well as entrepreneurs have used this. After you deliver an important point, you have to pause. Or before delivering an important point, you have to pause. You're giving more time for your listeners. And when you pause, you can also take a moment for yourself to think. And this is an important step in articulation because articulation is all about just transferring the information you have in your mind to the listeners so they understand it the best way. And also, articulation means just sharing information the way you think is correct. You think of something, but you say something else. That's poor articulation. You're thinking of an idea, but you have the right words to present it out to the world. That comes under a good articulation. So, now to do this, you can practice strategic pauses. And the strategy number 4 is to prepare your voice for articulation. This is important because voice brings clarity to words. Voice brings emotions, and voice brings a lot of other elements too. So, one thing you can practice for this is to improve your word pronunciation quality. You can go online and search for the right pronunciation of words. You can learn it every single time you come across a new word or a word that you're not sure about. The word's pronunciation that you're not sure of. You learn the pronunciation and try to implement that pronunciation the next time you say that word. That's one way to improve your voice clarity. The second thing you have to use is to not be monotonous, but you have to vary your tone. If you're monotonous, people might get bored. But if you can vary your tone a bit, then people might feel like interested in listening to you. One such example is, let's say, this pizza is delicious. In this sentence, you can apply word stress and voice modulation. So let me apply word stress here. You say, this pizza is delicious. You're just pointing at this. This pizza is delicious. You're stressing on the word pizza. This pizza is delicious. You're stressing on the word delicious. Did you see how the meaning changes? So that is the importance of using word stress. And you can use modulation as well. Now, when you say this pizza is delicious, it has a very good feel. Now, this pizza is delicious. There's a difference in voice because I'm using emotional speaking. You can also say the sad way, this pizza is delicious, but it did not convey what you were feeling on the inside. The next thing you can try is to stress on the first sound in all the words you're uttering. Another example can be, this building is so huge. So you stress on the first sound, this building is so huge. This building is so huge. When you stress on the important sounds, the first sounds, then your clarity and crispness of voice increases. So you can try that too. And the final strategy is to practice yourself well for your fluency level. So now to do this, you need good vocabulary bank, you need good sentences, and you need the ability to think and speak at the same time. So how do you develop this ability? So first, by learning vocabularies, and also think about a variety of topics that you have in mind and keep on articulating it and just question yourself. Did I say this the way I want it to be said? Or will my audience understand the exact thing that I'm trying to say? So if you answer these two questions, you will understand if your articulation is good or not. If it's not good, keep on trying again with a different set of vocabularies. And you have ChatGPT today. Seek help from your ChatGPT. Ask ChatGPT to be your articulation coach to help you with things and exercises that can help you improve your articulation strategies. So these are some of the things that you can try to improve your articulation. Just let me know which one you are going to practice. And thank you so much for watching.